So I'm listening to this song, right? It's called My Amy, My Amy. And what's weird is if you look at the album cover, he's sitting in a telephone booth and he's got this snakeskin belt on. And this is right before he fakes his death. They said he died from alcohol poisoning or something. He's in this telephone booth and there's this weird thing. This is his wife over here. And look what she's holding up. Money. Well, if you've ever looked at a dollar bill, matter of fact, let's just look at it together here real quick. Oh, wow, one showed up. Matter of fact, both the things I'm about to talk about showed up at the same time. It's almost like the beings that rule this world are talking to us. Look at snakes and dollar bill. So let's look closely at one. You'll notice it's the color of a reptile. It's green, like a reptile. And these bills have been out since like the 1950s or something, maybe longer. And back in those days, we had no printers or nothing on this earth that could print anything as fine as these dollar bills are printed. Not to mention they have a little alien hidden in there. Um, there's a lot of mysteries about the dollar bill that people have studied and tried to figure out how in the heck is this possible? Why is there a web on here too, like for spiders? And then spiders get caught in the web. Skull and Bones, the most secret society on earth, they have a sign outside their door that says, "No weaving spiders come hither." So the word spy clearly comes from the word spider. He says, "No weaving spiders come hither," which means we don't want no spies, anybody who's going to tell our secrets. And what do you know? All the people who are involved in Skull and Bones are the same ones who control the money in the United States. Even though, oddly enough, none of the countries control their own money. It goes back to a central banking which is located in England, or Europe, I think, actually. Isn't that crazy? All the money of the world, I mean, we can sit here and look through all the money of the world. You can tell they're all similar and come from a similar person. These are from all around the world, and clearly the same artists, the same styles. They just add different, like look at how similar these are from China as the ones in England. Why would that be? Wouldn't each nation have their own artist? No. So this proves without a doubt that all the money comes from one place and then gets spread out to all the other nations. Not to mention who chooses whose money is up and whose money is down. You know how they say, well, you can take $1 to Canada and it's worth $1.20 because it's American money? Who makes those decisions? And that's why I'm a firm believer that Satan, just like the Bible says, is the ruler over this world. He always has been, always will be. So back to what I want to tell you about. So here it is. This is right before he fakes his death. And what a strange album cover. A snakeskin belt. What does my Amy mean? Who could ever figure this out? I was looking at snakes and I saw a picture of a Great Plains rat snake. And its name is Emori. That's its scientific name. And there's actually a whole bunch of other snakes that are called Emori. And if you notice, it looks just like a rattlesnake, but it doesn't have the rattle on it. And that's why in the song he says, my Amy, what took you so long to call?" Let's look at the lyrics. Well, everybody talks about the California quakes, but the first time I ever felt the earth shake was in Miami. When Amy touched me, it shook me. He's talking about a snake. And remember when Trump became president, he kept telling a poem about a snake. And he said, the snake froze outside. The woman brought it in, brought it back to life, fed it, nurtured it. And then when the snake came back to life, it bit the woman. And as she was dying, she said, how could you do this to me? And the snake said, you stupid bitch, you knew I was a snake. That's what he's talking about, the same thing that he's talking about. And then he says, now Amy just called and said, please come back. I said, I'm on my way, babe. I ain't even unpacked. I want you, I love you, that's all she had to say. And goodbye, LA. Because that was it. His career was over. Just like that when you get the call. And that's why we've had over, 50, 75 actors and musicians and whatever who just exit stage left. Of course, they say they die, but in real life they didn't die. They get the call from who? The Vatican, the papacy. And it's over. And, let's see. I want the scientific names of these snakes. And the devil, he's all around me 24 hours a day, trying to shut me down while I do this. Like, nobody sound like she does. So look at these snakes. You have these rat snakes, and it's called an Emori. A Great Plains rat snake. You got the Slowinski rat snake. Who gave it that name? The thorn scrub rat snake, Emori. This one's called Emori Slowinski. But how about this one? A golf hammock rat snake. And we all know the famous photograph of Bill Clinton standing in the Gulf of Mexico next to Tony Podesta. And I can't remember who the other guy was, but it's a famous photo now. And the reason they intentionally took that photo is because they were asked to, because of this golf hammock. His wife's name is Hamrod, Hillary Rodham Clinton. And the snake's name is Obsoletus Williams. William Jefferson Clinton. And I'll show you the picture just so you're not too confused. You know what picture I'm talking about. Oh, there it is. And you know it's the Gulf because if you've ever been to the Gulf, it's shallow water. You can walk out for long distance. But this looks Gulf towards the Caribbean. But this is a famous photo. Because these are all, like, I guess criminals and stuff. But this is how the business works. And boy, it goes so much deeper than this. You know, doctors are killing people everywhere by writing scripts for them. The movies are selling 100 million copies. Somebody's writing the script. The Bible is full of scriptures. You know, if I want to find any book in the world, where do I go? I go to the library. Because it's all lies. But if I want to find a Bible, which is translated as the book, that's its name, the book, I go to a church. And when Jesus talks about Satan, not only does he call him a serpent, but he says in the book of Ezekiel that on the day you were born, you had timbrels and pipes as your body parts. And anytime someone reads that, they're like, wow, that's crazy. So Satan was made up of timbrels and pipes? Well, The only church in the world that when you walk into it, you will see gigantic pipes and timbrels is the Antichrist church, the Catholic church. And isn't it strange that when we talk about the inside of our body, they're called organs, and the Catholic Church has an organ? You don't see that in Christian churches. So, what is Jesus' body? His body is the church. So, what's Satan's body? It's a rip-off church. And that's the Catholic Church, the Antichrist. And the lawless one, the man of sin, the son of perdition in 2 Thessalonians 2, is about to reveal himself to the whole world. And that's what we're waiting on.